What's up, everybody? Tay2 Little back at it again with another video. Today I got something special for you guys, something new that I personally own. Your boy finally got a new bike. What exactly is that? That's for you to find out. Let's see.
Let's talk about the things that this bike needs to be tended to. I'm not racing it, I just like it for what it is. It can get very brutal. I mean, I wasn't even to the floor, I wasn't even in the power band. Speed limit like immediately. Here, let's get to these beans a little bit real quick.
So, as you can see right here, this is my new to me 2006 Suzuki GSX-R 1000. It is completely different from my other bike. Now, if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I have a 2024 Kawasaki Ninja 650, and it was my starter bike, and it was the first bike I've ever owned. And I rode it, I put about 10,000 miles on it, and I still have it. And then I decided I just wanted, I've been talking about getting something bigger for a while, and I just happened to come across this right here, and this is what I ended up getting. But yeah, this is it, man. It is, like I said, completely different from the 650. It obviously has some things I need to tend to, which we'll discuss like later in the video. I will say I have been riding it for, I don't know, a couple weeks before I started making this video, because I wanted to make sure I had everything like set out and ready, like as far as like what it needs and whatnot, because I didn't want to like say, oh hey, this is all it needs, and then something else come across the line with like drivability concern. I've been riding it for a couple weeks just to make sure I got everything set out on paper. So I think I got everything that it needs, and we'll discuss in just a second here. This is the new bike to me, the 2006 Gixxer 1000. Liter bike. I went from a 650 to a liter bike. It's a big jump. I mean, I felt like, personally, in my opinion, I felt like I put enough seat time on my 650 to be able to make that jump from a 650 to a 1000. Was I a little nervous about it? Of course, because this is an 06. It has nothing, no ABS, no traction control, no rider modes, not even a fuel gauge. It just tells you when it needs gas. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about some of the aftermarket goodies that came on this bike currently when I bought it. Let's start with wheels. I think these aren't, I mean, they're factory, but they're chrome. I know they didn't come with the chrome from factory. I don't hold me to it. It came with the full titanium Yoshimura TRC racing exhaust. I actually really like the exhaust that's on it because it's not obnoxiously loud, but it can get loud when you want to rev it out. It came with a stretch, as you can see there. I don't know what kind of stretch. It came with spools on it, as you can see on the bottom. It also, of course, had the aftermarket brake line to fit the stretch. It came with the aftermarket windscreen right here. It's tinted. It came with carbon fiber mirrors. Like, they're not real, but these little mirror pieces are carbon fiber. These are tinted. The front blinkers are tinted. Oh, it's also lowered. So as you can tell, if you look at the kickstand, it's like rigged up in a way to where it's the factory kickstand, and they bent it to make it work with the lowering kit. So am I a big fan of that? No. Do I have a new kickstand coming in? Yes. It's got frame sliders on it, the custom plate thing, but all it is, I mean, Suzuki's have integrated tail lamps on their tail, so to make a fender eliminator, it's really easy for the tail tidies. But I think that's basically it. No, it also has front and rear sprocket change. I know that because when I bought it, the guy told me. And on top of that, the speedometer's off on this thing just a little bit, and I'll explain that later. Let's talk about like more in depth about this bike just real quick. It also has aftermarket bar ends. As you can tell, it has been at some point laid over, which is to be expected. It's an 06, so I wasn't expecting it to be perfect. So aftermarket bar ends. I think there's also a power commander. When I took the rear seat out, I seen that there was a power commander in there, so it's got a power commander with all that. I think that's it. I think that's all the aftermarket goodies that are on this bike. So let's go ahead and swing a leg over this thing and get riding. All right, so let's talk about some of the things real quick that I need to address there's a handful of things on this that I need to address. Number one being, I got a whole list. I mean, honestly, so there's really not really a number one. There's just a bunch of things that I need to tend to. Let's turn this on. Let's get this on the road so I can catch some air because it's hot, and explain to y'all what more this bike actually needs tended to. So I will say one thing about this bike compared to the 650 is the clutch lever is so much more like heftier. One thing on Suzuki's though too, before I start this, is that I don't know why, and I think they changed this on the 2017 up 1000s, but obviously the 600s and 750s are the same from 2011. But on like Suzuki's, you have to pull the clutch in to start them. So I don't know why they did that. Am I like really mad about it? No, doesn't really make a difference to me. You hear that exhaust? Let's talk more about this bike. Let's get this rolling out of here real quick. All right, let's see. I'm gonna stop here. The one main thing I need to tend to on this bike is the chain. The chain on here is way too tight. They didn't put the right link when they did the stretch. Alright. So yeah, I need to adjust the chain on this thing, or get a different chain actually, because I can't really adjust it. Like it's so tight. I know it's not the greatest idea to run it on that, but I'm gonna change the sprockets when I change the chain anyway, so I figured it'd be all right for now. But yeah, this bike has 19,000 miles when I bought it. I got it for a pretty good price, if I say so myself. But it has 19,000 miles, but here's the catch. It's on its second engine. Now you may ask, why is it on its second engine at 19,000 miles? So when I talked to the guy that I bought it from, he said that when he got it from a friend of his, and when he got it, it had rod knock. So he took it to a shop and had them replace the engine, which I didn't really quite believe, obviously, at first, because that's one thing you gotta watch out for with like used bikes, is them like just trying to lie to your face. That's not even used bikes, that's used cars in general too. People trying to basically like lie to your face to tell you, oh yeah, it's perfect, doesn't need nothing, when clearly it needs something. When I looked at it and I'm staring at the engine, like it looks fairly clean, like it really does. It looks like it hasn't even been like it didn't have any kind of like seeps going on. The engine didn't look like dirty just from like road grime or anything like that. Like it looked fairly clean, and I was like, huh. At that point I was kind of like more on the comfortable side of believing him. I was like, man, it really doesn't even seem that dirty. Like, and I looked, and so yeah, I mean, long story short, I ended up buying this bike and then took it home, and I was scared at crap at first because it's a 1000 with no ABS, no traction control, nothing but a gas gauge on it. After a couple weeks of riding it, I'm pretty comfortable with it. Now, of course, I'm not going to sit here and say I can go out here and just smash it and like second gear or anything like that. Even since it's stretching lowered, it's still going to bring that front wheel up, and it's a 1000, so it's got plenty of power. I don't even need to do that, to be honest. I honestly just like this bike right here, I ride this because I like it for what it is. It's not because my only purpose on it is to go like do felony speeds. Like, I just like it for what it is. I think with it being lowered, I think it makes it feel more easy to ride per se. And I say that because like my arms aren't like, if you looked back at my R7 review, I said that a lot of the weight was on my wrist, and on this bike it's really not. Like, if anything, my wrists don't hurt, my hands don't hurt, it's my legs, and it's like the side of my legs because of my legs being so hiked up and at such an acute position. I think that's the only thing I'll say about the riding position on this bike. And I think with it being lowered, it has a lot to do with it, but it feels a lot more comfortable. But I wouldn't hold it against it. Like, I mean, it's still a crotch rocket, so it's gonna have that riding position. I'm not really worried about it. Like, I do just fine on the bike. The only thing I'll notice is like if I ride for a long time with my legs up and I come to a stop, that's when I'll feel that my legs are so that's when I feel like my legs are hurting, kind of. Yeah, so let's talk about the things that this bike needs to be tended to. First and foremost, like I mentioned before, the chain, pretty straightforward. I just need to buy a new chain and new sprockets. The chain's way too tight on this one. Okay, so it does have like one baby small, like, I guess quote unquote, like seep on the oil cooler return line on the O-ring on there, because it's such a baby seep that I'm really not going to tend to it right now, to be completely honest, just because it's an 06 and just bolts get old and they get freaking stuck, and then they can just cause more problems with like braking and stuff. But it's not a big deal.
But yeah, oh, by the way, like I said, the speedometer's off, so I'm doing like 50 right now, and it's literally doing 40 because of the sprockets. They never got like a speedo hill or anything like that, but like I said, I need to put a new sprocket and chains on it anyway, so I'm not going to worry about it yet. I may just go back to factory sprockets, just because with it being 1000, all the extra performance goodies, to me personally, are not needed. Just because, I mean, well, I'm not racing it, I just like it for what it is. Now, with that being said, it does like obviously get up and go. It's a leader bike, but other things it needs to tend to is the steering dampener down there. Suzuki's came factory with steering dampeners, and I could tell that this one was seeping, but oh, they hit neutral like the goat that I am. But yeah, this they came factory with steering dampeners, and you can find them on eBay for like 50-60 bucks instead of going to pay like a couple $100 for an Olin's aftermarket one. So I think I'm just gonna stick to that and just buy one off eBay for 50-60 bucks maybe. And then the right fork seal is seeping too, so that's going to be the biggest headache probably of them all, because fork seals are not easy to change. I've never changed one, but I've seen videos, and you literally just like taking the fork off is not the hard part. It's getting the fork seal out, because you end up taking that fork completely apart. I've never done it. You need special tools to do it, so it's going to be a headache. That may be the one and only thing that I may take the forks off and send to a shop, because I don't want to mess it up, and it seems like it's such a headache. I mean, of course, I may end up just buying the tools and doing it myself, because hey, what's a better way to do it to learn than on your own stuff? It really doesn't need too much for what it is, to be honest. Like, a lot of it's just like a little bit of maintenance stuff here and there. He gave me Suzuki OEM oil filters when I bought it. He also gave me the rear seat cover, the sport cover, the plastic, you know. Yeah, I mean, that's honestly pretty much what it needs. Other than that, it's like basic stuff. Like, I need to change the headlight. It's still got Suzuki's halogen, you know, yellow bulbs or whatever you want to call them. That's not a big deal. That's easy to change. That's an easy swap. But let's talk about the jump from the 650 to the 1000. Like I said earlier, completely different, but it was doable for me. I mean, you can tell, like, if you look at my hand, there's like no throttle applied, and I'm just cruising. Like, let me get up here just a little bit, and I'll crack the throttle open just a little bit, and I want y'all to watch the speedometer and my hand at the same time to just see. All right, so we're going 52 right now. I'm gonna crack the throttle open just a little bit, and I'm in 4th gear. I'm not even in the power band or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? So it can get very, very brutal if you want it to. Now, another wind noise is going to be a little loud here, but I just wanted to point out, like, you definitely got to watch yourself 24/7 on a bike like this, like, just for speeds in general. You don't want to catch yourself speeding. I mean, like, first gear on this bike does, like, I don't know, I'm assuming like 80 miles an hour. I know modern super sports do like 90 in first gear, so I'm assuming that this one does upwards of 80 something. I mean, look at that. I mean, I wasn't even to the floor. I wasn't even in the power band. Speed limit, like, immediately. I mean, just take it as you will, guys. It's just a leader bike. It's a 1000. It's the most fun bike that I've ever ridden, of course. But is it practical for street use? No, not at all, because the power is just like, it is excessive for what it is. If you want to just go cruise around and have fun, well, congratulations, buddy. You're going to be stuck in like 4th gear, and every time you crack the throttle open, you're going to be just like, you know, like, there's a tractor. That always seems so fun, bro. That's pretty much it. I mean, I love the jig, like the way they have Jigster on the gauge cluster. And another thing too is like, why go from a Kawasaki to Suzuki? And personally, it's just because it's still a Japanese bike, in my opinion. It's still going to be reliable. Matter of fact, these have the K5/K6 engine in them that the modern Suzuki 1000s, they're not the same exact engine, but they did use like a lot of like inspiration from them. It's going to be one tanky engine as long as everything was done right when they swapped the engines over, which it seems to have done right, because this thing runs smooth. There's a lot of tires over here. Someone had a blowout, man. But yeah, I just like cruising with this bike. I have nothing wrong with it. Like, it's just super comfortable, super easy to ride, super fun. Now, does this mean that I'm gonna be done with the 650 completely? I doubt it. I haven't ridden it since, because I I had to pull the battery out of the 650 to put in the 1000 because it started up, and the guy told me when I bought it, hey, the battery might be a little old, so it may need changing. And I was just like, oh, okay, no big deal, you know. Wow, it started up just fine. I took it to the house. I rode it just a little bit longer. It started up a second time, and I came home and I texted my friend I was gonna come by his house to show him the bike, and I went to go start it and it would not start. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? So I pulled the battery out of the 650, put it in this bike. So I ordered a battery. I'm gonna put the battery in the 1000 and put this battery that's in the 1000 right now back in the 650. I mean, not a big deal, you know. It's just, it is what it is. I'm still planning on riding the 650 because the 650 is much more practical. It's much more tameable. I also had to really get used to downshifting on this bike, and I'm still not even that great at it. But the RPM stays so close in each gear, and the throttle, like the Kawasaki's, see, look, I just did it wrong right there. The Kawasaki's have like a dead throttle thing where they have like a lot of play in the throttle before they hit like actual throttle, if that makes sense. Here, let's give you these beans a little bit real quick. Wow. Oh my goodness. Was I pinned down? Nope. I just got a moderate throttle on it too. Like, that's the crazy part about these bikes. You got to be real careful with these things. You got to be aware 24/7. Man, this is one fun bike. I do still plan on keeping the 650 around. It's just that I do have some stuff to tend to on this bike, like Suzuki emblems, like on the tank. This one's kind of chipped off, and we're fixing to pull in, and I'm gonna turn around and show you guys a little bit more detailed on like what I mean by everything that I need. We're gonna pull in right here, and I'm gonna show you guys in just a second. Man, it is so hot, dude. I have the vents closed on my helmet, so it probably making a difference right now. Let's pull in over here. All right. Okay, put it on the kickstand and pop this visor. Oh, it's stuck. It's stuck. Oh. Okay. Goodness, I'm like burning to death, and it's like, nah, you will die. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about what the bike actually needs. Let's start with the fork seals because I'm closest to it. Like I said earlier, it has, you can see it. I mean, it's not the greatest. There's oil on this fork right here. The emblems, the Gixxer emblems, they're obviously aftermarket, but you can see there's like creases and fingers and stuff inside of this emblem, this side and the other side. I think the other side's put on a little bit better, but you can probably still see it. Yeah, you can. Suzuki tank emblem. So you see this one's completely fine, but you go to the other side and it is like chipped off right here. I know it's been laid over, like I said earlier, it's got scratches here and here. It's also got scratches here from the tank. I'm gonna buy some touch-up paint to fix that. I need this little like trim piece right here. As you can tell, there's padding here for it. And we go to the other side, and this side has this piece that I need. Kickstand, I have one on the way, like I said earlier. I may take the lowering kit off. I may take the stretch off. That is kind of not really my main priority right at the moment, so I'm just kind of, you know, chilling on it for the moment. The headlights, as you can see, it's still got halogens here, low beams, high beams, and your running bulbs, which I've ordered all LEDs for this, so it should be LED fairly soon. The new battery is under the seat on this, so I gotta order one of those, or I have it, but I just haven't put it in yet. But yeah, as you can see, the engine looks fairly clean in here, like I was saying earlier about it being like a newer engine, so I think it is newer. Even if not, this thing runs like smooth, so I'm not worried about it. And it's only got 19,000 miles, so for what it's worth, it's a great bike. You know, the K6 Gixxers, this was the power plant, the originator of the like super modern super sport engines. They're just tanky engines. Anything like, you know, Japanese is like super reliable. So I mean, this is Suzuki, it's from Japan, it's overseas. I mean, it's a tanky engine. It should do me very good. I do plan on keeping this bike for a super long time. I really do. I like it for what it is. I'm not really worried about. Love the exhaust on it. It isn't too like obnoxiously loud. I do need to put new tires. The tires are good. The tread's good, but they're a little outdated. They're not like to the point where they need to be changed, but they are right there. So I am gonna put some tires on it eventually, probably when I do like the sprocket and the chain stuff, because I know it's gonna be super hard to get that wheel back on with that chain. It needs a rear seat because as you can see,
It's kind of torn right here. Not a big deal, not a big deal. That's cheap fix, that, or just place that plastic cover over it. But I do kind of like the rear seat. But I think that's pretty much it, guys. This is, you know, like I said, my new bike to me. 2006 GSX-R 1000 came from 2024 Kawasaki Ninja 650. Is it a big jump? I keep saying it. Yes, it's a big jump. Is it for everybody? Absolutely not. But if you know what you're doing and you have discipline, throttle discipline, control, you're not trying to MotoGP lean it everywhere you go, you'll be completely fine. Should be. I'll put that disclaimer there. Should be, because, you know, everybody's different. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. I just wanted to come out here real quick and show you guys the new bike to me and everything that it needs and the plans I have for this bike. You guys will see everything I do to this bike on the YouTube channel. I will be videoing it, like all the headlight stuff, the steering dampener stuff, you know, everything. I will make a video on it, so I'm gonna end that here. I hope you guys do appreciate this video. I do have a TikTok channel. It is Tay-Tay-Lo on TikTok. If you want to go give that a follow, that'd be more than appreciated. So I hope all you guys have a blessed rest of y'all's days, and I hope to see all you guys later.